foremost, we don't hate immigrants. In fact, all of us here in Staten Island, the great melting pot, we wouldn't be here if our ancestors didn't come here legally!
We'll never forget 9/11. Never! And I wrote that in the summer of 2020, where many of our friends and neighbors and relatives outside of Staten Island were hiding, were ducking and juking, and fearful of Black Lives Matter and Antifa, who paid extortionary money, who put their signs up hoping they wouldn't be attacked. This was the borough that created Blue Lives Matter. This was the borough that supported the police. This is the borough that replaced a Congressman, Max Rose, who walked with Black Lives Matter and Antifa, and he paid the ultimate price. You kicked them out.
If we win this one, you saw it the other day, we won that battle in courts. And then the city came right back and smacked it down. But apparently, they're all leaving. They're leaving. They're leaving because some of them don't like the accommodations. And they're leaving because we are putting loud, peaceful pressure. Now, we don't want them going in the street and dying in the corner. There's 100 wonderful shelters that they can go to any moment of the day. So we're not just throwing them out in the street. We don't want them in this neighborhood across the street from a school.
Fortunately, the folks living in here are going to want this to be a sight anymore, so we got to keep fighting. I mentioned that the eyes of the world are on us because the oldest trick in the book is let's point at the white people from Staten Island and say they're a bunch of MAGA racists, and then we could disqualify them right off the bat. So I mentioned this to a smaller group last week. I'm going to mention it to a larger group this week. I'm going to stick by it. If you curse while you're approached by a TV camera or someone, they will never spread our message. So try to keep it a PG show. Try to keep it a family show. And that's right, lots of kids here. I just got interviewed by the New York Post a little earlier, and they said, well, how come all you folks out there hate the migrants and all this other stuff? And I pointed out to the uninformed writer that we don't hate migrants. In fact, if you knew anything about Staten Island, we're probably the biggest Italian-American congressional district in the country. I happen to proudly be half Irish too, and we got some kick-ass Italian-Irish. When I tell people I'm Italian and Irish, they don't believe me. I got the accent and all that stuff, but I always say, yeah, I'm a gimmick. But I told the Post, we don't hate immigrants. In fact, all of us here in Staten Island, the great melting pot, we wouldn't be here if our ancestors didn't come here legally! Legally! And I don't know why it's getting harder and harder in America to make 2 + 2 people for. Come in legal, you can stay for as long as you want, get a job, make yourself do something important in the community, and we'd love to have you. And I know Staten Island, because my friends that are here, Carla, Karen, Mike, my brother Derek, everyone, we ran a center for Hurricane Sandy where we the people did more than FEMA down in Oakwood Beach. So charity works abound in Staten Island. But common sense says this. If you add up all your bills at the end of the month, and you're short a few $100, and the St. Jude people come to your front door, you tell them not today. And you feed your family, and you go back to work. So when we got our proverbial house in order, then Mayor Adams can come back to us and ask us for some charity. But right now, we're closed on that. They're selectively picking out clips of one person saying one stupid thing and flagging everyone for it. So I may be one of the leaders of saying stupid things, but I'm going to ask everyone to remember, we can actually change America for the good by America seeing that Americans can stand up, fight back, punch a bully in the nose, and stop this thing. We had nearly 3+ loads of people in there. Quick update. Most of them left. It was down to 9. Apparently, a few came in today. But the report is that they're going back to the processing center and say we don't want to go there. We want them to get treated humanely, charitably, all that stuff. Vito Fasella, our borough president, had an amazing plan to ship them to the National Mall of the White House. In other news, yesterday a smaller contingent of us went up to Gracie Mansion to remind the mayor that he said he would like to take them in Gracie Mansion. So we went to remind them. Unfortunately, these uninvited guests came and they tried to heckle us, and they started assaulting some of the older men while we were being lawful, peaceful in the barricaded pen. And I'll just say, Staten Island's fighting spirit was well on display. That's not what we went there for. And I have a feeling that's not what they came there for either. So I would say, good guys won, bad guys nothing on that front. All right, we'll get this thing started. We got an amazing lineup of speakers. Curtis Stu is going to be here later. Scott LoBaido, our Congresswoman, Nicole Mayatakis, Vito Fasella, Andrew Lanza, David Clark, Joe Borelli. We got them all. It's like a star-studded lineup. But, Nicole, Congresswoman Mayatakis just made an amazing point. We don't have all of them. We have all the Republicans, but we don't have one Democrat that has the nerve to stand up and say, this don't make sense, this has nothing to do with party, this has to do with my people. And we need to remember that, but for now, no Democrats, 0, that we can see here. And 2 Democrats in the mayor's administration. Diane Savino, former state senator who went packing after she voted for his crap in Albany. And James Otto, former borough president. He's a Democrat now too. That's all right, we're gonna get it started.
He's a Democrat too.
Oh, you want me to wait to start, Fred?
Wait for the Democrat.
Oh, all right. Who's up first? All right. I say this all the time in the beginning of rallies. It applies almost all the time. None of us are here because there's 9 people in this building or because this building is here. Those are kind of little pieces. We're all here because us as Americans, we grew up wanting one thing. We want to work our asses off to leave our kids a better life than we have. after family say, JT, I love all that migrant rhetoric, and I love all this stuff, and the security, and the cops won't let us walk. But I want to get the chant going because I think it's really the rallying cry for America. What all the moms and the dads are saying to me is, save our children. 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 Save.
Perhaps before we leave, we'll take a collection so John can build a stage over here. But this. I just want to say good evening, everybody, and thank you all for coming out once again. And this is what America is all about: to be free and unafraid to stand up for what is right, and we are standing up for what we believe is right here in America, right here in Staten Island. And I can tell you that a lot of folks have come up and we've chatted tonight. They're not just here from 10305, the zip code. People came from Tottenville, Pleasant Plains, Richmond Town, all over Staten Island to be with you. And if we had better parking, we'd have 10,000 more people here. But let me just say this. I want to thank John. I want to thank all the elected officials for standing here united, because we are your voice. We want the people in Manhattan, in Albany, and Washington, D.C. to hear your voice to say this cannot stand. This is not right. This must end now. If you said to somebody, give me the worst place to put a migrant shelter, let's put it right across the street from a school, an all-girls Catholic high school, 2 blocks of another elementary school, and in the heart of a beautiful residential community without any place else to go, that person would say, I got an idea, St. John Village. It's the worst place you could possibly put individuals who, frankly, many of whom came here illegally and shouldn't be here to begin with. Let me say this, those of us who last year, when we stood in Travis, I said, today is Travis, tomorrow's going to be another neighborhood, next week is going to be another. We said it was unsustainable. They didn't listen to us. And one of the negative consequences is they thought it would be pit good people against good people. And the folks who wear our uniform, the New York City Police Department, are some of the best people in the United States. And as John mentioned, this notion that this is anti-immigrant, it's the furthest thing from the truth. I grew up a few blocks from here. I've seen friends that I've known for my entire life. They all came from nothing. They struggled. They worked their tails off. They work in 2 or 3 jobs to put their kids through school, save a little money, go on vacation. That's what we learned in South Beach and Arikar, and that hasn't changed one bit tonight. So let me just say, last week when they started talking about this, we said we're not going to roll over, we're not going to lay down, we're going to sue you. And we did. And we won on Friday, and the city in its arrogance went to reversal. But on September 6th at 2:15 in the afternoon, this entire community be well represented by the lawyers Lou Gelomito and Mark Fontaine, lawyers for everyone, to stop this insanity, stop the nonsense. Let's get back to what this country should be all about, and that's working and doing the right thing for all of you. God bless.
We'll never forget 9/11. Never. And I wrote that in the summer of 2020, where many of our friends and neighbors and relatives outside of Staten Island were hiding, were ducking and juking, and fearful of Black Lives Matter and Antifa, who paid extortionary money, who put their signs up hoping they wouldn't be attacked. This was the borough that created Blue Lives Matter. This was the borough that supported the police. This is the borough that replaced a a Congressman, Max Rose, who walked with Black Lives Matter and Antifa, and he paid the ultimate price. You kicked him out. In Staten Island, you have what I had growing up in Brooklyn, because half of Brooklyn came to Staten Island when they built the Verrazano Bridge. It's old school standards. You never forgive, you never forget. You always remember your roots because you're blue collar, working class. You're not rich, you're not elite, you're not in Manhattan or Park Avenue. You're humble, you remember your parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents. And you honor their memories each and every day by what you do, by how you lead your lives, by how you raise your children, and most importantly, your love of this flag and of America. And as you know, I have traveled the world, and our country. I have now guardian angels in 13 countries, 130 cities, with 5,000 members. But whenever I travel in the United States, they ask me, where is patriotism alive, Curtis? We seem to have lost our way. I said, you need to come to Staten Island. We're on Travis, the 4th of July, the longest running 4th of July celebration of America's birthday continues as Democrats, Republicans, and Independents join in our nation's celebration. We celebrate freedom. We celebrate democracy. We celebrate those who have fought and died on Memorial Day in Staten Island. The veterans who served in peacetime and wartime on Veterans Day in Staten Island. And most importantly, on Flag Day, a forgotten day in many parts of our country, you make your children in the parochial schools, public schools, and charter schools honor the red, white, and blue.
We win this one. You saw it the other day. We won that battle in courts. And then the city came right back and smacked it down. But apparently, they're all leaving. They're leaving. They're leaving because some of them don't like the accommodations. And they're leaving because we are putting loud, peaceful pressure. Now, we don't want them going in the street and dying in the corner. There's 100 wonderful shelters that they can go to any moment of the day. So we're not just throwing them out in the street. We don't want them in this neighborhood across the street from a school. That's it. So little by little, I think in the next couple of days, it's going to be empty. So we will continue to make noise. Tomorrow, even if it's 20 people here, you make noise. You know, somebody said to me the other day, and I get it a lot, even in the media, oh, they're just telling them to get out of here, so mean, and run out. Get out, get out. You understand? The people in this community are pissed off. And when people are pissed off, people say mean things. And that's too bad. It's the nature of the beast. So I'm telling you, the world is watching. We all know it. Every media outlet's been here, every single one. On this one, more than any other one in the city. Because this is going to set the stage for the rest of Staten Island, the rest of the city, and the rest of the country. It starts always. If it happens in New York, it spreads everywhere. So you people are making history. They're going to write songs around campfires about you people. I swear to you. Keep fighting. Stay in the street. That's all I ask you to do. Stay out all day, every day, no matter what the issue. They watch. God bless.
No, come on, that's not enough. Let's get it up to Scott LoBaido. Scotty. Uncle Scotty. Scotty.